the Mid-South's news leader. Coverage you count on from the people you trust. This is Action News 5 at
noon. You're looking at first pictures of a boy and his dog, a dog who may have just saved his life. This little 4-year-old, Dwayne Cole Johnson, missing for almost 24 hours, found.
These pictures taken a few moments ago from Chopper 5, our Eye in the Sky, found 4-year-old Dwayne Cole Johnson huddled just a few feet from the Mississippi River. He also spent the night in just 40-degree temperatures.
Chopper 5 found the boy who was lost in the woods overnight. It was emotional. It was heartwarming. It was incredible. Pick the words. This is truly one instance.
Amazing discovery of this little boy.
Where a picture is worth 1,000 words. It was so emotional that we're going to play it for you in its entirety. It happened right here on Action News 5 about a half an hour ago.
And we're right now taking a look, viewers, down at a small child that's just been found. Memphis Police helicopter on the scene. We've been looking for this child for about going on 18 hours now, but we're right now flying over the banks of the Mississippi River. He has apparently fallen down on a cliff here, a small cliff, but as you can see, the child's still alive and accompanied by 2 dogs. And we're right now, if we pull out just a little bit, you're going to see right on the banks of the Mississippi River here. Emergency workers have not reached him yet. We're making that plan right now. But good news from Lauderdale County, taking a look at this small child who has just been found right on the edge, just about 10 miles west of Fort Pillow State Prison, here by Coal Creek, for any of those of you who might know where that is. And 4-year-old Dwayne Johnson has just been found. As you can see, he's right there on the edge of the Mississippi River. Searchers have been searching for him, I guess now 18 hours. Memphis Police helicopter, using their FLIR camera, located the small boy just about ago, and we're now circling, he's been waving at us, and he can see us. He does look like, after spending the entire night out here, it was chilly last night. Luckily, though, as you can see, still seems to be healthy. We're still waiting for crews to get to him and help this small boy out. But definitely news. And is Richard back there in the studio? Okay, we're still circling him. As you can see, crews have not reached the small boy yet. Yes, and crews have been made aware. Memphis Police helicopter to see him, or see the small dogs on the side of the cliff there, and we were up here searching as well. Asked us to come over with our power zoom camera to zoom in just to verify that, of course, that is what they had, and of course we were glad to see that it was the young boy that we have been looking for now for some 18 hours. He'd spend the night out here by himself. He has to be frightened, but seems to be holding in there pretty well. Now, Richard, what can you tell us?
Well, Miles, first of all, very good work on your behalf and Chopper 5 in finding Dwayne Cole Johnson. We look at a picture, if we can, one more time of him with the dogs that obviously aided in the search. Dwayne Cole Johnson, a 4-year-old who disappeared Wednesday around 1 in the afternoon. As his mother told the story, she was watching her little girl inside while Dwayne was playing outside, and obviously he wandered away. Apparently the location where you are is right close to the river, right, Miles?
That's correct, Richard, and we're also, if you hear me talking to someone else, we're talking with the Memphis Police helicopter, who's also just shown back up on the scene, and they were trying to relate to the ground crews how to get back in here. It's a really tricky area, a lot of valleys and hills here and as you can see, a cliff there to get up. So they're trying to, and you'll see the police helicopter coming to the scene shot here in just a minute. They're trying to talk to the rescuers, help them get an idea of exactly where we are, so that they can get up here and help the young boy out.
Yeah, that shot gives a wonderful perspective of just how close he is to the river. And how deep would you describe that fall from where he is right now on that ravine?
It's hard to say. He looks like from the top of it, he's about 35 feet maybe. Now, he could, of course, have walked up here, but I'm looking back towards the direction that he would have come to the south. To walk up this way, he would have had to come around a lot of stuff. So my idea is that he has fallen down to where he is. And taking a look. Yeah, it's going to be from where the command post was. It's about a half a mile to the north, but a half a mile doesn't seem like a long way. But when you keep in mind that it's on the bank of the river, it's sandy, a lot of hills. It's just a real tricky. It's a long half a mile walk up here, Richard.
You've answered my next question, I guess, as to why you can't land there.
Well, that's what we were looking at. Right before we came on the air, I was going to try to land, but the river is pretty low right now. But unfortunately, there's just not enough room for us to really be able to get in there to him. We would love to be able to do that, and but the Memphis Police helicopter also deemed it unsafe to try to get in there to get to him.
Now, you were able to watch Dwayne for quite a bit before we came on the air. He obviously appears shaken, scared, which is certainly understandable, but have you seen any others emotions from him as to how he's doing? And he obviously is relieved, I guess, that adults have found him.
Absolutely. At one point before, I guess we come on the air, he was his head, he was kind of in a fetal position, if you will, and there you can see rescuers making their way northbound now, along the river, making their way, taking signals, hand signals from the Memphis Police helicopters to make their way up to where this young boy is. Now, he was in a fetal position when we found him, and now that we've been able to actually see where he is, he was able to look up at us, and at one point it was almost like a smile. He was able to see us, and at that point he knew that he was found, and it was just going to be a matter of time until he is found. Now, I'd say the rescuers are about 200 yards south, and we have one gentleman that is running northbound to him right now. He is about 150 yards south of him, running, taking hand signals from the Memphis Police helicopter, because you just can't see the little fella down there on the bottom of this cliff.
Well, we're going to try and stay with you until authorities here actually hook up and we can safely say that the young boy is rescued. But good work on your behalf. It had to be tremendously rewarding for you to see this.
Absolutely, Richard. The best thing we do with this helicopter is help people. We use it to bring the news, but we try to help people when we can, and to be able to be a part of seeing this little boy reunited and see him in one piece. This is good news. This is what we like right here, Richard.
And this is happening less than 24 hours after Dwayne Cole Johnson disappeared. This is near Fulton, Tennessee, right on the banks of the Mississippi River. The young boy walked away from his home. His mom was taking care of her little girl inside. He walked away, and you see right there where he ended up, right on the ravine just above the Mississippi River. You can only imagine what's going through that little boy's mind right now.
And you can see him, Richard. He looks like he's hollering. He can see his first rescuer. He can see him there, the dog. You can see the excitement from the canine there as they can actually see the first person getting to him. He's about 30 yards away from him. They're able to shout to one another, and looks like one of those dogs might be a little upset there. I'm sure...
they're naturally protective, I would imagine. That's what they're trained to do.
Absolutely. These dogs are being very protective right now. And the gentleman is now making his way to the young boy, and as you can see, it's amazing.
This is wonderful.
Just a beautiful sight. Oh, my goodness gracious. Something that I'll remember forever as these two are reunited. That is just beautiful.
After a night in 40-degree temperatures, scared, away from his mother, not knowing where he is, except seeing the big mass of water that is the Mississippi River, less than 24 hours, as we said, he has finally been not reunited with his family yet, but at least he is hooked up with searchers, rescue crews, and is on his way home. What a wonderful story.
What a beautiful story, and that is just wonderful. Blake Johnson sitting in the back seat operating the camera. This is just a very emotional moment. Obviously not as emotional as it is for these rescuers right here that have made this 18-hour trip and have this is all paying off now. This is just a wonderful thing to see, and get this young man some medical attention and get him taken care of. Just
I don't
wonderful.
suppose the mother is anywhere nearby. Do you know, Miles?
I'm not sure. We've seen that there seems to be, I'm looking back down the river now, there's about 4 or 5 other rescuers making their way northbound, but I'm not sure exactly where the mother is. The Memphis Police helicopter is still hovering right overhead there, and kudos to those guys. If it hadn't been for them, with storms coming in later this afternoon, it could have been a totally different scene, but thanks to the good work of the Memphis Police helicopter squad, able to get up here and locate this young man, and we're just glad to be a part of it as well.
Getting some much-needed water, we see.
Absolutely.
And some blankets and what have you, and I'm sure he just is so relieved to finally see some adults after being away and scared for such a long period of time.
Absolutely, Richard. What a beautiful sight.
Now, tell us again how you came upon the scene here.
Well, I was searching an area just south of Highway 87, I believe it is, right up here, right where Highway 87 runs into the Mississippi River. And the Memphis Police helicopter called us on another frequency and asked us to come up here.
We're showing video, by the way, Miles. Sorry to interrupt you, but we're showing video of when you first stumbled upon Dwayne Cole Johnson, and this is one of the rescue dogs that found him. Go ahead.
Right, and they asked us to come up and verify that this was actually a child on the side of the cliff there, and Blake Johnson jumped in the helicopter with me. We came up with power zoom and were able to zoom in and actually see that that it was the child in fact, and just a few moments after that, able to see some movement from him, and very, very exciting as you can imagine, Richard.
Now, I misspoke earlier. Those dogs that are with Dwayne Cole Johnson are his dogs, which explains even further why they'd be so protective. How is your fuel situation, Miles? How much longer can you stay up there?
Well, we're going to be able to stay about another 5 minutes, and then it's going to be time to go back to Memphis for us. About another 5 minutes, we'll be able to circle. I don't know if we'll be able to see the actual reuniting of the family with the young man. And Memphis Police helicopter is on their way back to town. Great job, guys. We'll see you when you get back. Great job. They're headed back, and as you can imagine, they're pretty elated as well. Just an amazing sight. Amazing sight to see this young man reunited with the searchers here. This is great.
Well, how often do we do these stories and rescue crews stumble upon something much worse? And to actually have a situation where they have found the boy alive and well. You can't ask for a better end to this story, that's for sure.
You cannot. And it goes back, up here, this is, I'm right now looking at my global positioning system. It's saying I'm 30 miles north of downtown Memphis. And this is the country. This is a rural area, but as you can see, everyone has come together to come out here on this search, and with the resources that were here locally and the resources of the Memphis Police Department to come up here and help out. It's really a nice thing to see, and to see it come out with such a happy ending is just amazing.
Well, thanks in part to your efforts, Miles, certainly, and thanks to Chopper 5 and our resources we've been able to pull together and help the brave souls who are the rescuers who also have been working through the night. As we reported on Action News 5 today, it was a long night for many of these folks. Now, they waited for daybreak before they started their full-scale search. That started around 6 a.m. this morning. At that point, Dwayne had been missing for a good number of hours, all through the night and the afternoon and evening of yesterday. And then at 6 a.m., as I said, they started their full-scale search right there in Fulton, Tennessee. It gives you some perspective of the fact that it is right there on the river. And now you're looking at videotape of just the wonderful unification of the young boy, Dwayne Johnson, with the first rescuer, who was running at breakneck speed along the riverbanks there to find the boy who's been missing now for almost exactly 24 hours. But this story is coming to a very happy ending.
Absolutely, Richard. A very happy ending, something that I tell you, I'm just proud to be a part of, and to see this happen is just wonderful. We really have some good news today, Richard.
All right, well, you saw it here first, folks. Dwayne Johnson has been found in Fulton, Tennessee, right on the banks of the Mississippi River. His 2 dogs with him at the time. And there you see him being wrapped in blankets. This, I assume, is a video from earlier before he actually had been rescued. This is first video from Chopper 5 when they came upon Dwayne. Again, he's 4 years old. He turns 5 in April. And I'm as touched by the dog sitting right next to him, who's obviously protective and looking out for his best friend's best interests.
Family staying right there beside him and staying with him through the night, taking care of him, and just it's amazing to see this the area, very, very unforgiving area up here with all kinds of valleys and obviously the river's right here, and it's been pretty windy. It was cool last night, but it was also windy if you anyone went out last night. So, and to hear us all flying around the area, we were up here last night, Richard, flying this area, at night. I don't know how many times I probably flew over that very area where we found him just a few minutes ago. But you know, to be up here all night long and in those cool temperatures, that's a strong little boy right there. I'll tell you what.
So you flew over that area a number of times, huh? And saw nothing, obviously, because it was nighttime, and who knows where he was. I mean, he may not have been on the riverbank until sometime this morning.
Well, that's true. That's true. We flew over this area several times last night, but being right on the riverbank like he was, you know, obviously no street lights, no ambient light at all. So we were unable to see him last night. We're not equipped with a night sun, if you will, the big lights like the Memphis Police Department has. We're not equipped with that kind of, we don't have that capability, so we're not able to illuminate an area to really do a whole lot of searching at night. So we were up there trying, but you know, we flew over this area several times, but you know, it's just fantastic. Just so proud that they have found him today, and the job of the Memphis Police Department to be down there and find him, it's just fantastic.
All right, thank you, Miles. We're going to let you go and refuel, but you've done a wonderful job. We appreciate everything you have done, and again, you can't ask for anything more than to have this story end with such a wonderful ending.
Absolutely, Richard. Thank you very much.
All right.
Wow.
That takes you up to now, which this all ended about half an hour ago, just before our noon broadcast. It was so emotional. I saw your eyes water up. Mine did too.
Even for the second time, you can't help but get the heart beating and the tears flowing.
Oh, yeah.
Very emotional, an amazing rescue of 4-year-old Dwayne Cole Johnson.
You saw the rescuers put their hands in the air when they found the guy. You should have heard it in the newsroom when he was united with the rescue worker. It was wonderful.
It's good when we can do stories like this to help out.
So what about the family? Action News 5's Tommy Stafford is up in Northwest Tennessee, where all this has been unfolding. I believe he's at the command post or near there. Tommy, has the young boy been reunited with his mother yet? What's the situation up there?
Richard, we understand that just a moment ago that did happen. They are reunited. Our own Chopper 5 pilot Miles Dunnigan and photographer Blake Johnson are down there now meeting with the mom. Of course, as you just mentioned a moment ago, Action News 5 and Chopper 5 there when the boy was found. Unbelievable, as you and Carrie just said a moment ago. We were here at the live van, and the command post at that time was full of people here. We were actually watching the pictures being beamed back to Memphis on our monitor here in the live truck. All of the rescuers were gathered around our truck, watching and waiting for the people to get to him on the ground and see it. Now all the rescuers are beginning to come back in. You'll see some horses and four-wheelers coming in behind me here. They're all returning. What a wonderful day it has been here. Now David Gary is with me right now. He is he's going to step into the shot here with me. If you can get it right in here, and I'm going to talk to him just a second. You told me this morning something very interesting. You were talking with our photographer Blake Johnson that was out here about asking for us to come back, weren't you?
Yes, sir, I sure did. We were talking about trying to find the boy and what we could do. And I said, well, we're trying to get the PhD chopper back down here, but I said, if you could get your chopper to come back, we would sure appreciate it, and it would really help us. I said, but don't ask him to come back if it's going to cause any trouble, or is the storm going to move in and get him hurt, or anything. We don't want nobody else hurt. He said, well, I'll see what I can do. And they come right in and found him.
You were here at the van. You were here with us when they were reunited, and the chopper was showing pictures coming back, and the boy being rescued. What did you feel at that point? What was going through your mind when you saw this?
I was so happy. It was so exciting that the kid was alive and well. It's just so pleasing and happy. You don't know how you feel.
It was, Richard, it was a great moment. I've got to tell you, Mr. Gary, again, thanks to you and all the people that were out here working, a great combined effort with a very happy ending.
We want to thank y'all for all y'all's efforts and all y'all's help. We really appreciate it.
All right, David Gary with the Lauderdale County Rescue Squad, thank you so much. Richard, again, just a great ending to a very trying past 12 to 18 hours. And again, we can't wait to see some of the pictures in just a little while of where they're reunited, or where Dwayne Johnson is reunited with his mom.
Well, Tommy, this situation in itself is just so emotionally overwhelming. What is the mood there right now?
Well, it's one of joy now. As you just mentioned a moment ago, many folks here, including myself, we were all tearing up. I mean, it was actually like watching something unfold on a drama. It was almost something you would see written into a movie. You could see the vulnerability of that child there on the bank as he was waiting. You could see him looking up at our chopper in the Memphis Police Department chopper up above, huddled together. And those dogs, you and Richard were talking about it a moment ago, but it was unbelievable that those dogs stayed right there, bringing new meaning to the phrase man's best friend. All of the dog handlers out here with the search and rescue dogs would have almost bet money that those dogs that were with the child would have come back to the house at some point if the boy had gotten stranded. But in fact, they didn't. They stayed right there with him all night long.
And Tommy, do you think possibly it's a possibility that little Dwayne was kept alive last night, such cold temperatures, with the help of the body heat from his dogs?
Well, I guarantee you, depending, and of course we don't know at this point how long he was there on the bank of the river on that bluff, but you're right, it was extremely cold out there. There was a 15 or 20 mile per hour wind out here all night, and of course coming in off of that Mississippi River, it's even colder. So I'm sure it didn't hurt anything, and if anything at all, it gave him great comfort to have been there with him all night.
All right, Tommy Stafford reporting live from Lauderdale County, Tennessee. Thank you very much.
And a wonderful job by him as well. As he said, it's like a drama, only even better because this was real life and because it did have such a happy ending. Once again, to recap for you, the 4-year-old boy who had been missing for almost 24 hours has been found. 4-year-old Dwayne Cole Johnson, found by Chopper 5 just a short time ago. You see him looking up at our power zoom lens right there. And what a wonderful moment for all of us to be a part of this incredible story, and even more wonderful to see that picture right there.
And it looks like he is going to be okay.
Yes, and to recap also, some folks apparently have called wondering how did he wander away. Apparently his mother was watching her little girl inside their home, and the boy was playing outside, and he wandered away.
Off.
Just that simple.
All right. Only takes a second. Wow, that's just one of the big stories we are working on right here on Action News 5. The other big story, of course, is the weather, and we are facing the possibility of severe weather tonight. Ron Childers joins us now with more on that.
Yeah, Carrie, we've got a storm system that's setting up. Right now it's to the south and to the west of us. It'll be moving through the mid-south over the next 24-hour period. I'll tell you how that affects us and what we expect coming up right after this short break.
Keep your family healthy with the latest medical news and breakthroughs and free medical advice live from some of the most respected healthcare professionals in the Mid-South. Family Healthcast, weekdays at 5 on Action News 5. Coverage you can count on.
A lot of people have allergies. I have multi-symptom nasal allergies. It's the sneezing, itchy, runny nose, the nasal congestion. It's all of it. I told my doctor, I've had it. I want an allergy medicine made for my kind of allergies. He prescribed multi-symptom Flonase.
Flonase nasal spray once a day relieves all nasal allergy symptoms all day and night.
All it takes is Flonase.
The #1 prescribed nasal allergy spray. Even kids as young as 4 can use Flonase. For best results, use daily. If side effects occur, they are generally mild and may include headache, nosebleed, or sore throat. And now, all it takes is a toll-free phone call to get a $5 savings certificate for Flonase, plus valuable allergy information and the latest Allergy Talk newsletter. Call to learn more. Ask your doctor about multi-symptom Flonase.
When you get it all it takes is Flonase.
Dad, you promised to ski with us. You're bumming us out, Dad.
Looks like you could use Halls. Only Halls has big for action. Breathe, my friend. Breathe. Breathe, my pasty friend.
Feeling better, Dad?
Well, I was.
Get Halls and get going.
Closed captioning of Action News 5 is brought to you by Abra Auto Body and Glass. Quality people doing quality work, guaranteed.
Once again, to recap our breaking news story of the day, about an hour ago, 4-year-old Dwayne Cole Johnson, who had been missing for nearly 24 hours, discovered and found alive.
Chopper 5 on the scene helped authorities, rescue crews, and volunteers find the young boy. He was right on the banks of the Mississippi River, had been missing for almost 24 hours, survived very cold temperatures last night, not freezing, but in the low 40s. And we're happy to say he's doing okay. And as we heard from Tommy Stafford a moment ago, he's been reunited with his mom.
Glad to hear that. That's one of our big stories, of course. As you may have heard, the other big story is our weather situation, and Ron Childers is keeping an eye on that for us. Ron?
Thanks, Carrie. Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, timing worked out just perfect on that rescue situation, too. Lightning 5 Live shows a lot of activity back into Arkansas, across northern Mississippi, and all of this moving off to the north, even seeing some showers pop up around the Boot Heel of Missouri. Let's go to the computer right now and show you what's going on and what all is coming together to make this weather situation occur. We've got a very strong jet stream. It's coming in out of the southwest, cuts right through the mid-south. In place right now, we have a mass of cool air. A warm front lies just to the south of us, a lot of warm, moist air, and a southeasterly wind flow. Now, all of this is going to begin moving off to the east-northeast, and as it moves in our direction, that's going to set up the scenario for some severe weather. There will be 2 rounds associated with this. The first one, when the warm front passes through later on this afternoon and this evening, that will bring our first round of potentially strong thunderstorms and the possibility of tornadoes. Now, the next round will come with this cold front passing through, which won't occur until tomorrow afternoon. So we're looking at a 24-hour situation here that will begin most likely this evening, occurring into the overnight hours, and then not wrapping up until sometime in the early part of tomorrow afternoon. But those are the dynamics associated with it. Now, let's take a look at our storm track radar. We're on the 150-mile range right now. We see showers and thunder showers popping up around the Mid-South. Earlier this morning, had a couple of strong thunderstorms roll through Grenada, Yalobusha, and Tallahatchie County, and even back into Bolivar County. Right now, we've got light to moderate rainfall across the area. No severe weather. Showers are beginning to move inside the city of Memphis and Shelby County right now as we zoom in a little closer. A little bit of light rain falling across the northwestern counties of West Tennessee, also in the Boot Heel of Missouri. And a little closer on the 35-mile view. This will give you an idea of what we're dealing with inside the city. And again, light to moderate rainfall, no severe weather with this. We don't expect to see it now, but later on this evening and into tonight, that will certainly, or the potential for severe weather will certainly begin to increase across the Mid-South. Here's the latest satellite imagery right now. As we go back to the computer, we roll the clouds into motion. You can see all of this coming together. Right now, the hardest hit area, and watch that one more time, those whiter clouds indicating very strong thunderstorms back into Oklahoma and parts of the northwestern corner of Arkansas. All of that lifting off to the north right now. That's that warm front rising from the south to the north. A lot of moisture in there as well. Then this will begin its transition to the east as it pushes on in. Little freezing rain earlier this morning across southern parts of Missouri. None of that really made its way into the area. Some thunderstorms did fire up back there into northern Mississippi, though, and that's why those warnings were issued for those counties earlier this morning. But again, right now we're in pretty good shape. Want to go back to our Lightning 5 Live one more time just to update you and show you what we're dealing with in and around the Mid-South. You see all that activity lifting off to the north. That is just ahead of that warm front. Later on this afternoon, that could cause us some problems. Now, let's take a look outside from our High 5 camera. We'll show you what's going on here in the city of Memphis at the very moment. Skies are cloudy. Our current temperature at this hour, there's a shot of the sign and the wet streets of Union Avenue. We'll pan out just a little bit and show you some of the rain that's falling in Midtown. Cloudy at the airport, but light showers here inside the city and 53 degrees. The dew point 32. The relative humidity is at 45%. Winds are out of the southeast at 7, and the barometer is falling at 30.16 inches of mercury. Here's a look now at some other temperatures across the Mid-South. 43 in Dyersburg, 40 in Jonesboro, but a little further south, that warm front beginning to lift to the north. Temperatures are much warmer. 66 in Greenwood, 51 in Tupelo, and again 53 here in the city of Memphis. And temperatures all across the area will gradually begin to rise throughout the day today and tonight. This is the way the system is setting up right now. We've got the warm front to the south that will continue to lift off to the north. That jet stream ushering in that warmer air aloft. That's intersecting with the cooler air on the surface and the warm, moist air that's being brought in by the warm front. That will set up the scenario for the potential for severe weather later on today. By tomorrow, the cold front will sweep on through. Another round of thunderstorms in advance of the cold front itself, but behind that, high pressure builds in, and by Saturday, we'll be in for some very nice weather. Again, a slight risk of severe weather for much of the Mid-South today, West Tennessee, northern Mississippi, and Arkansas. A moderate risk further to the west into Oklahoma and western Arkansas. And again, a slight risk tomorrow, mainly in the early part of the day before all of this moves out tomorrow afternoon. Cloudy with thunder showers this afternoon, 60 degrees for a high, but temperatures will gradually rise throughout the afternoon. Winds out of the southeast at 12. Tonight, cloudy and thunderstorms. Some of these could be severe. We'll look for our first round to be between 6 p.m. and midnight. Then we'll get another round beginning tomorrow morning. And again, the temperature rising overnight. Here's a 5-day forecast. Thunderstorms tomorrow. Some of these thunderstorms, remember, can pack strong gusting winds, large damaging hail, and all severe thunderstorms have the potential to produce tornadoes. So a good idea to keep a weather eye out and keep it tuned to TV5 for the next, let's say, 24 to 36 hours as we get through this. 68 tomorrow with the temperature falling behind the front, 54 and sunny on Saturday, I'm happy to say, and Sunday, partly cloudy and 60, and I have a feeling by the time all this moves through, we'll be ready for the weekend.
You know, looking at that radar and the satellite picture, you're not kidding. Thank heavens that little boy was found when he was.
Yes, yeah, good news there. Timing was perfect.
All right, thanks, Ron.
Thanks, Ron. And with severe weather moving into the area, Action News 5's Terry Mann is on the roof watching the skies for us. Terry?
Well, up here on the roof and here in Midtown, the rain is falling, pretty steady rain, and it's a cold rain. When we first got up here right around 12 o'clock, there was no rain, and there was really very little wind, and now the wind is picked up. We're hearing loud thunder, and the rain is coming down pretty steady, so as Ron said, that storm is moving in. Here high above 1960 Union Avenue, take a look as far as the eyes can see. Heavy cloud cover, no spots of blue anywhere in any direction. And of course, we'll keep an eye on this for you. Got the full weather staff here, got reporters and photographers ready to go in the event that this system turns severe. Also want to tell you about Doppler 5 radar, if we can kind of just swing around here. Take a look up here. This is our Doppler 5 radar here on the top of Channel 5. And that gives us an idea of the weather conditions for hundreds of miles in every direction. So we're covering it from the sky, from the ground, from every direction. So keep it here on Channel 5 and we will keep you posted. Live on the roof of 1960 Union Avenue, I'm Terry Mann, Action News 5.
All right, thank you, Terry.
We will be back to recap our top story, the amazing discovery of the young boy up in Fulton, Tennessee, when we come right back.
Gamma knife radiosurgery, a technology which may serve as an adjunct to standard neurosurgical therapy or as a preferred course of treatment when traditional surgery is not recommended. It is not intended to replace conventional neurosurgery, but is an effective method for treating certain brain tumors, vascular malformations, and trigeminal neuralgia. Our team carefully evaluates patients for their appropriateness and suitability. At Gamma Knife, we care.
Look who's winning in WMC TV5's $1,000 birthday bash.
Hi, I'm Louise Sirianni, and I just won $1,000 watching Action News 5.
Hi, my name is Stella Marr, and I just won $1,000 from Action News 5 birthday bash.
Hi, I'm Edith Hale, and I just won $1,000 by watching Action News 5 TV.
Hi, I'm Patty Murphy, and I won $1,000 in the birthday bash, and I'm going skiing.
The $1,000 birthday bash on Action News 5. If you don't watch, you can't win.
It's a movie.
Bride of Frankenstein.
Yes. Oh, we're starting. Oh, okay, we're starting. Okay. Eating. He's eating up a bowl. Scarfing it.
Scarface! Jaws. With the fish. Psycho. His fingers.
Goldfinger.
Velveeta chili dip. It's Velveeta chili microwave. 2 syllables, all gone.
Kicking out. Such a pig.
Babe!
Oh, is it my turn?
Velveeta chili dip. A clean plate every time.
Come to the Memphis Flea Market, the big one, this Saturday and Sunday at the Mid-South Fairgrounds.
The big one, the biggest bargain in fun. At Rousey's, this bedroom suite includes a dresser, the mirror, rice bed, and the highboy for only $13.98. Buy with confidence from people who care. Rousey Furniture Supermarket.
Great Serta savings during Fleming's Presidential Weekend campaign. This Jumbo Serta Perfect Sleeper Pillow Top set, just $3.99 queen, $5.99 king. Immediate delivery and special presidential terms too.
Action News 5's Healthcast at noon, made possible by UT Medical Group.
From the Mid-South's news leader, coverage you count on, from the people you trust. This is Action News 5 at noon.
An hour ago, you saw it unfold live right here on Action News 5. A four-year-old Dwayne Cole Johnson, missing for nearly 24 hours, discovered by Chopper 5.
That's right. The efforts of dozens of volunteers and rescue crews help as well as they arrive on the scene in the emotional reunion of the young boy with the first rescue worker, and that's his dog, by the way, a very protective dog,
yes,
just to the left, who stayed with the young boy through the night.
We understand just a moment ago he was reunited with his mother, so that's good to know.
That's right. In fact, up at the command post where Action News 5's Tommy Stafford has been, he is there now live. He's going to update us on the situation up there, and I understand you have a pretty good pilot up there with you too, huh?
Oh, Richard, I'd say he's a little bit better than pretty good. Our own Miles Dunnigan, he is here with us at this time. Definitely the man of the hour right now. Of course, Miles, we were talking about this a minute ago. Was it just you? The guys from the Memphis Police Department very instrumental in this, weren't they?
Yeah, there was two of them up here, and they did a fantastic job. They were up here last night when we were looking, and then they came back this morning, and we had broken off, and we were south of the road, and they were north of the road, and come on our radio. We have a discrete frequency we talk on. They said, "Hey, Miles, come up here with your power zoom and take a look in. We found something, and let's verify that that's who it is." And sure enough, we came back in and headed up there, and in 60 seconds, we had verified that it was, in fact, him.
Miles, we were talking about this just before the guys back in the studio tossed to us. Everyone here in the truck, we were tearing up when we were watching those pictures coming back. For you, when you looked down there and you saw him, you said there was a critical moment that you were waiting to see. You couldn't tell if he was alive or not. Tell me about that.
Well, we weren't really sure what kind of shape he was in, to be honest with you. It was hit and miss there for probably about 30 seconds. There's the excitement of finding him and finding his dogs running around there. But then we thought, wait a minute, he's not moving. We haven't gotten any movement from him. And we circled, and the police helicopter, they were lower than us. They were below us. And he sort of turned his head and kind of looked up at us. And at that point, the elation, you just can't imagine the excitement of seeing him, that he was, in fact, still alive. And then, I guess about 10 minutes later, the first rescuer got to him. It was just, oh, my goodness, I can't even actually explain the feelings. It was just so exciting and good news. We love good news.
Well, we sometimes talk about when we get caught up, we're doing train derailments, we do all kinds of police chases from the air and so forth, but it's this kind of stuff that makes it, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this just gives you a warm place in your heart to be able to help somebody with what we do. We've done a rescue on the river before. A man was stranded
in this county, as a matter of fact.
Right up the road, didn't know where he was. You dispatched me up here, and we flew over, and I found him and picked him up and took him back to the boat ramp. He had been out there overnight as well. So, but this is what we do. This is we enjoy this. We do all of it. We enjoy all of it. But this is great. This is what we live for.
Well, Richard Carey, again, just recapping it, you were there a moment ago when the child was reunited with his mom. As a matter of fact, we forgot to mention that. But
that was my next question.
Yeah. Absolutely. We actually saw he could have rode out on a four-wheeler, turned down the four-wheeler for a horseback ride. He came out. He came up riding on a horse, made his way up to the church. We saw him reunite with his mother. They immediately got some warm rags put on his feet. His feet were a little cold, but it was just amazing to see the excitement in the air. You could cut it with a knife.
I want to, Richard and Carey, I want to take a moment. Step in here just a minute, Blake. One other guy that is also the man of the hour with Action News 5, our own Blake Johnson. He was in the back of the chopper in Chopper 5, operating the camera, zoomed in on little Dwayne Johnson there on the banks. And Blake, excellent work.
Well, thank you. When we get in the business, we want to help people, and sometimes we're not. People see us in a different light, and sometimes when they see the helicopter go over, they think differently. But it's good to be able to help out. And looking there at the child, when we came up on him, he wasn't moving. He was in a fetal position, Tommy. And I just, and I said, come on, man, move, move. And the dogs were moving, and all of a sudden he started to blink. And he started to blink, and he started to move. And it was the greatest feeling.
Great feeling. Well, again, great job to you guys. And it has been quite a day here in Lauderdale County. Again, these kinds of stories we love with a great, happy ending.
Well, Tommy, we've also been getting several calls here at the station about little Dwayne's 2 dogs, who apparently stayed with him the entire time. Are they doing okay as well?
The dogs seem to be doing fine. They were running around. Miles and Blake both giving me the nod here, said they were doing just fine, and very protective, though. They mentioned a moment ago, I heard Richard, when he was up talking live earlier, said the dog seems to be a little disturbed, and you could see that from the air, but being protective of their friend that was stranded there on the banks of the Mississippi.
Well, I want to see so much more. I want to hear from the mother. I want to see those dogs again with their best friend. And boy, is that
such a great story.
Yeah, it's just it's
overall.
fantastic. It's one of those things where you run out of words pretty quickly. But listen, Tommy Stafford, great job by you up there in Fulton, Tennessee, and we'll be hearing more from you throughout the day, and of course on Action News 5 at 5 and at 6.
That's right.
A big story, and one that we're so proud to be a part of.
Exactly. And little Dwayne was so lucky to be found when he was, because severe weather is moving into our area. And for more on that, let's go right to Ron Childers for the latest. Ron?
You know what, actually, I think we're going to
okay, we'll get to
recap again some of the story as it unfolded on our air here for those of you who are just tuning in, really just about a half hour ago. Here's an excerpt of what happened.
Dwayne Johnson has just been found. Just been found is, as you can see, he's right there on the edge of the Mississippi River. Searchers have been searching for him, I guess now 18 hours. Memphis police helicopter using their FLIR camera located the small boy just about 10 minutes ago, and we're now circling, he's been waving at us, and he can see us. He does look like, after spending the entire night out here, it was chilly last night. Luckily, though, as you can see, still seems to be healthy. We're still waiting for emergency crews to get to him and help this small boy out. But definitely good news. And is Richard back there in the studio? Okay, we're still circling him, as you can see. Crews have not reached the small boy yet. Yes, and crews have been made aware. Memphis police helicopter was able to see him, or see the small dogs on the side of the cliff there, and we were up here searching as well. Asked us to come over with our power zoom camera to zoom in just to verify that, of course, that is what they had, and of course we were glad to see that it was the young boy that we have been looking for now for some 18 hours. He did spend the night out here by himself. Definitely has to be frightened, but seems to be holding in there pretty well. Now, Richard, what can you tell us?
Well, Miles, first of all, very good work on your behalf and Chopper 5 in finding Dwayne Cole Johnson. We look at a picture, if we can, one more time of him with the dogs that obviously aided in his search. Dwayne Cole Johnson, a 4-year-old who disappeared Wednesday around 1 in the afternoon. As his mother told the story, she was watching her little girl inside while Dwayne was playing outside, and obviously he wandered away. Apparently the location where you are is right close to the river, right, Miles?
That's correct, Richard, and we're also, if you hear me talking to someone else, we're talking with the Memphis police helicopter, who's also just shown back up on the scene, and they were trying to relate to the ground crews how to get back in here. It's a really tricky area, a lot of valleys and hills here and as you can see, a cliff there to get up. So they're trying to, and you'll see the police helicopter coming to the scene shot here in just a minute. They're trying to talk to the rescuers, help them get an idea of exactly where we are, so that they can get up here and help the young boy out.
Yeah, that shot gives a wonderful perspective of just how close he is to the river. And how deep would you describe that fall from where he is right now on that ravine?
It's hard to say. He looks like from the top of it, he's about 35 feet maybe. Now, he could, of course, have walked up here, but I'm looking back towards the direction that he would have come to the south. To walk up this way, he would have had to come around a lot of steps. So my idea is that he has fallen down to where he is. And taking a look, yeah, it's going to be from where the command post was. It's about a half a mile to the north, but a half a mile doesn't seem like a long way. But when you keep in mind that it's on the bank of the river, it's sandy, a lot of hills. It's just a real tricky. It's a long half a mile walk up here, Richard.
You've answered my next question, I guess, as to why you can't land there.
Well, that's what we were looking at right before we came on the air. I was going to try to land, but the river is pretty low right now. But unfortunately, there's just not enough room for us to really be able to get in there to him. We would love to be able to do that, but the Memphis police helicopter also deemed it unsafe to try to get in there to get to him.
Now, you were able to watch Dwayne for quite a bit before we came on the air. He obviously appears shaken, scared, which is certainly understandable, but have you seen any others emotions from him as to how he's doing? And he obviously is relieved, I guess, that adults have found him.
Absolutely. At one point before, I guess we come on the air, he was his head, he was kind of in a fetal position, if you will, and there you can see rescuers making their way northbound now, along the river, making their way, taking signals, hand signals from the Memphis police helicopters to make their way up to where this young boy is. Now, he was in a fetal position when we found him, and now that we've been able to actually see where he is, he was able to look up at us, and at one point it was almost like a smile. He was able to see us, and at that point he knew that he was found, and it was just it's just going to be a matter of time until he is found. Now, I'd say the rescuers are about 200 yards south, and we have one gentleman that is running northbound to him right now. He is about 150 yards south of him, running, taking hand signals from the Memphis police helicopter, because you just can't see the little fella down there on the bottom of this cliff.
Well, we're going to try and stay with you until authorities here actually hook up, and we can safely say that the young boy is rescued. But good work on your behalf. It had to be tremendously rewarding for you to see this.
Absolutely, Richard. The best thing we do with this helicopter is help people. We use it to bring the news, but we try to help people when we can, and to be able to be a part of seeing this little boy reunited and see him in one piece. This is good news. This is what we like right here, Richard.
And this is happening less than 24 hours after Dwayne Cole Johnson disappeared. This is near Fulton, Tennessee, right on the banks of the Mississippi River. The young boy walked away from his home. His mom was taking care of her little girl inside. He walked away, and you see right there where he ended up, right on the ravine just above the Mississippi River. You can only imagine what's going through that little boy's mind right now.
And you can see him, Richard. He looks like he's hollering. He can see his first rescuer. He can see him there, the dog. You can see the excitement from the canine there as they can actually see the first person getting to him. He's about 30 yards away from him. They're able to shout to one another, and looks like one of those dogs might be a little upset there. I'm sure
they're naturally protective, I would imagine. That's what they're trained to do.
Absolutely. These dogs are being very protective right now. And the gentleman is now making his way to the young boy, and as you can see, it's amazing.
This is wonderful.
Just a beautiful sight. Oh, my goodness gracious. Something that I'll remember forever as these two are reunited. That is just beautiful.
After a night in 40-degree temperatures, scared, away from his mother, not knowing where he is, except seeing the big mass of water that is the Mississippi River, less than 24 hours, as we said, he has finally been not reunited with his family yet, but at least he is hooked up with searchers, rescue crews, and is on his way home. What a wonderful story.
What a beautiful story, and that is just wonderful. Blake Johnson sitting in the back seat operating the camera. This is just a very emotional moment. Obviously not as emotional as it is for these rescuers right here that have made this 18-hour trip and have this is all paying off now. This is just a wonderful thing to see, and get this young man some medical attention and get him taken care of.
I don't suppose the mother is anywhere nearby. Do you know, Miles?
I'm not sure. We've seen that there seems to be, I'm looking back down the river now, there's about 4 or 5 other rescuers making their way northbound, but I'm not sure exactly where the mother is. But Memphis Police.
I still get chills every time I see it. You know, I'm the parent of a 4-year-old girl, and I think especially if you're a parent to see that kind of scene right there where the young boy is obviously okay is just so heartwarming and makes your heart.
Couldn't bring better news than that. And it only gets better. We have the mother-son reunion, and we will show you that as well as the latest on the possibility of severe weather coming up right after this.
It's the home sale at Goldsmiths with 20 to 50% savings for every room in your home. Plus no interest until March 2001 if paid in full by the payoff date. See store for details. Save 30% on all leather trend sofas, love seats, and chairs in every color and style. Choose from a great selection of sofas on sale $19.99. Save on all Lexington furniture, including our new Southern Living collection. Plus no interest until March 2001 if paid in full by the payoff date. The home sale ends Monday. At home at Goldsmiths.
Hello, I'm Dave Brown for Fleetwood Homes. Your Mid-South Fleetwood Home Center and Fleetwood Homes location is your exclusive outlet for Fleetwood's 50th anniversary home, loaded with options like 21st century Maytag kitchen, including laundry. Fleetwood's anniversary home is the best value in manufactured housing today. You can get it exclusively at your local Fleetwood Home Center or Fleetwood Homes location. Visit their website at yourfleetwoodhome.com to find out more about the anniversary home that's been 50 years in the making. Fleetwood, the #1 selling home in America and the Mid-South.
Well, right now, the big weather story, of course, is the potential for severe weather across the Mid-South. We've already got rain moving into the city. We'll take a look at that in a second. Right now, I want to show you the storm dynamics. Here's the way things are shaping up. We took a look at this last half hour. We've got a couple of things working. A warm front's going to lift to the north. That's going to bring with it a first chance for strong thunderstorms and the possibility of some tornadoes in those storms as well. Cold front back to the west will sweep through behind that. That's going to move all this out, but it's also going to bring in with it another line of thunderstorms. We're looking at two different time periods here as well. The first one tonight, with this warm front moving to the north, jet stream coming in out of the southwest, warm moist air in behind that. That will bring with it the first round of showers and thunderstorms across the area, and again, a good chance of some of these thunderstorms becoming severe at times. And you have to keep in mind that severe thunderstorms can produce strong gusting winds, large damaging hail, which they've already had a history of producing to the west and to the south, and the potential for tornadoes as well. Then, after that moves through tonight, tomorrow morning, and into the early afternoon hours, this cold front will be moving through. That will bring with it the next round of thunderstorms across the area. And again, the potential for those to be severe. The way the situation shapes up right now is that there is a slight risk of severe weather for parts of the Mid-South, West Tennessee, northern Mississippi, virtually all of the TV5 viewing area, and on into Arkansas. A moderate risk well to the west across Oklahoma and western Arkansas, where we've already seen some strong storms already this morning and in the early afternoon hours. But the way things are shaping up right now, doesn't look bad for us, although the showers are beginning to move into the area. Now, there is some good news with that rainfall that's moving in right now. It could help to stabilize the atmosphere across the Mid-South. Heaviest thunderstorm activity has been back into Oklahoma and western parts of Arkansas. Early this morning, we saw some very heavy rain, no severe weather across parts of Missouri, and even some freezing rain in there as well. Things looking much better now. Let's take a look at our Lightning 5 Live. That paints a very vivid picture of the Mid-South, and we show you those showers and thunder showers moving through the area. Again, no severe weather in this, but we are getting a considerable amount of lightning activity, all of this moving off to the northeast, and then more of it developing back to the west. So, again, that will be marching through. Storm track radar is on the 150-mile view right now, and you see the precipitation associated with it. That's that pocket of thunder showers that we're getting across northeastern Mississippi right now. Zoom in a little closer and let you get a better idea of what the immediate metropolitan area is dealing with. That's the heaviest area of rainfall around Tippah and Benton counties in northern Mississippi, and a couple of pockets back into eastern Arkansas as well, just south of Cross County, right around St. Francis, and even Poinsett County getting some pretty heavy rainfall right now. And in the eastern half of Shelby County also. That's going to make traveling out the I-240 loop or out I-40 a little treacherous this afternoon, so be careful there. But again, that rain could be good news in that it does help to stabilize the atmosphere, as that can do in advance of a passing frontal system. So we'll keep our eye on it, but that potential for severe weather is still there. Here's a look outside right now from our High 5 camera. This is Midtown, looking down Union Avenue. You see a soggy afternoon there. Cloudy and 53 in the city right now. 32 is the dew point. Relative humidity at this hour, 45%. Winds are out of the southeast at 7. The barometer 30.16 and falling. Much warmer further to the south. 53 here, but look at this, 66 in Greenwood. That warmer air now beginning to make its move to the north. Into the 40s in the northern counties, but you also will warm up as the afternoon goes on. As that warm front begins to make its move, it's going to bring with it those showers and thunderstorms, and as this gets a little closer to this activity, could spark some very strong thunderstorms later on this evening and on from about 6 p.m. until midnight. Then this cold front will move through tomorrow morning. This is the way it should look around 6 a.m. with a line of thunderstorms. We'll be in the warm sector. A lot of moisture, a lot of instability, and until all of this moves on out, we're going to be under the gun. Again, that's why the slight risk for today, and again, a slight risk tomorrow for Arkansas, West Tennessee, and northern Mississippi. Our forecast calling for cloudy skies and thunder showers during the afternoon hours. We look for a high of 60, but actually the temperature will continue to rise throughout the afternoon and into tonight. Cloudy tonight with thunderstorms. Again, some of these could be severe. And again, we want to stress the possibility that severe thunderstorms can produce tornadoes with little or no warning. So a good idea to keep tuned to TV5 throughout the afternoon and tonight, and of course on Action News 5 a.m. as we
today as we bring you up to speed on things as they continue to develop. Thunderstorms on Friday, again, should end by about 3 to 4 o'clock Friday afternoon before it's all out of here. Then a mostly sunny weekend with highs going from the mid-50s Saturday to 60 on Sunday. Then for Monday and Tuesday, partly to mostly cloudy skies, highs getting back in the mid-60s. A great-looking 5-day forecast. We're going to continue to watch the situation that's developing now and carry on through tomorrow. But once we get past tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be in for some nice weather.
Good. Right. I was worried about the weekend, and now it appears we'll be all right.
Looks okay.
Okay, thanks, Ron.
Thanks, Ron. And we will be right back.
Did you know that 10% of our black senior citizens have glaucoma? And most of them don't even know it. There are no symptoms, and this disease can lead to total blindness. The only way to tell if you're susceptible is to have regular eye checkups. At iTech, we provide these checkups, and we'll also provide free transportation to your home anytime you need to come in and see the doctor. So call iTech today and let us help you take care of your eyes.
Bill consolidation? It sounds great until you find out you have to have good credit and a house to qualify. Now there is help from the federal government. That's right, under Federal Law 11 U.S.C. Section 1301 through 1330, you can consolidate your debts no matter how your credit is, good or bad. And you can pay back your unsecured debt at 0% interest. Call the free 24-hour recorded information line at 324-DEBT. Call now, 324-DEBT.
Washington slept here, Washington slept there. But old George wouldn't have been sleeping all over if he had seen the savings at Fleming's on quality, comfortable, Certa-Perfect sleeper bedding during our great presidential weekend of savings. If you like plush quality and big savings, you'll love this plush Certa-Perfect sleeper pillow top set at just $3.99 queen, $5.99 king. Choose your comfort and save now on Fleming's complete lineup of great Certa bedding. And with these presidential terms, why wait any longer? Sleep better tonight, feel better tomorrow. When it's time to go to bed, it's time you go to Fleming's.
You get it. I can't talk to another creditor. They never stop calling.
I'm sorry, but I'm working 2 jobs and we still can't pay our bills. I don't know what the answer is.
The answer is American Credit Counselors. They can stop those threatening calls and letters. They can get your creditors to accept lower payments, then consolidate your debts into one monthly payment you can deal with. You can get help on the phone or the internet. American Credit Counselors. They are the answer.
Well, you weren't the only ones watching the rescue of 4-year-old Dwayne Cole Johnson. So was his mom. This is Petra Nolan, who was in her home, as you see there, watching the drama unfold live on Action News 5 as she saw Chopper 5 play a major role in the rescue of her young boy who wandered away last night. Can you believe it?
One can only imagine the relief she was feeling at that point.
Knowing her boy's okay.
That's true. Once again, 4-year-old Dwayne Cole Johnson, who was missing since 1 o'clock yesterday, has been found. He's alive and well and now reunited with his family. And speaking of which, Chopper 5 pilot Miles Dunnigan got a chance to talk with his mom, Petra Nolan, and here's what happened.
Miles Dunnigan, good to see you. Well, Memphis police helicopter actually saw him back there on the cliff, and they called us because we have a real good camera that can really zoom in and see him. And we were there about 60 seconds after that, and we saw him when we first saw him. He wasn't moving, and we thought, well, that's not good news. And then we circled a couple of times, and then he kind of turned his head and blinked at us and looked and smiled, and I thought, oh, good heavens, that's good news. So we're so proud to just be a part of it.
I really have to thank everybody who came out here, and I really have to thank you for finding my son.
Oh, absolutely. We're just glad to be able to help.
Thank you. I hope he was all right, because the dogs wasn't back. You know, and they said the dogs are still with him.
Oh, the dogs held with him real tight. Matter of fact, when the first rescuer got to him, you could see the yellow dog had his hair sticking up in the back of his head. He was kind of looking that guy over, just making sure he was okay. I didn't turn that on. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But he was looking that guy over real close just to make sure he was okay, and then your son come down to the rescue, kind of shimmy down the hill a little bit, and they hugged, and he's a strong boy you got there.
Thank you.
Lord was looking out for him. It was a tough night last night. He's a tough fella.
I didn't sleep last night, and I was in shock in the first place,
oh,
you
sure,
know, and
sure.
I don't know how to thank you.
Have you seen him yet?
Well, if you're not crying yet, this will do it to you. This is the little boy coming back, 4-year-old Dwayne Cole Johnson, on horseback, by choice, we understand, according to Miles Dunnigan. He didn't want to ride in a Jeep or in a fancy car. He wanted to ride home with his, and hook up with his mom and his family on horseback. And he's coming back from the river where, as you saw from the video we've been showing you throughout the day here, he was found just a few feet away from the banks of the mighty Mississippi.
Quite a comeback and a homecoming.
You know, I don't know who he's riding with there. Probably some of the volunteers or rescuers. And there's his mom, Petra Nolan. And
waiting
we'll just let
to
it
be
play.
reunited.
This is unedited video, obviously. There's Petra Nolan there. She saw her son, and I guess because he's so high up, she didn't know quite what to do.
He's enjoying the ride too much. He's walking alongside all the rescuers and Dwayne Cole Johnson on horseback. They've stopped.
He's wrapped in blankets. We understand he's just fine. Awfully cold, as one can imagine, but we understand no injuries. He's going to be just fine to be able to spend the night in his bed, nice, safe, and sound. Of course, we'll have much more on this story today at 5 and at 6.
For now, that is Action News 5 at noon. Thanks so much for making us a part of your day.
See you later.
The $1,000 birthday bash tonight at 5, 6, and 10.
Oh, dear. I'm sure I must have forgotten something.
I doubt it. Oh.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Hello, Eric. I suppose I know why you're here.
Here to take you to the airport. Our bags are already in the car that John sent for us. You all set?
No. I've changed my mind. I'm not going.
Good morning, Mom.
There you are. I was about to come and wake you up.
Wake me? Mom, it's winter break. I'm allowed to sleep in, remember?
Yes, I know. Do you have any plans for the day?
Actually, I do. Why?
Hello.
Hey, Doc, it's me.
Where are you?
Yeah, I'm at the pub. Listen, have you talked to Belle about the trip yet?
I was about to. She just woke up. Hold off a few minutes.
All right. Now, listen, I want you to do me a favor. Will you bring my pocket knife along? I think it's up on my dresser.
Why would you want that?
Yeah, you know, Doc, it's got all those neat little gadgets on it, and I just like to have it with me when I travel.
All right. I'll see if I can find it.